Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Well guys, day 2 of the Northumberland road trip, and the first session was last night, not long after arrival, and what a cracking session it was. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you haven't seen that session, I will put a link in the description, and I would advise you to go and see chapter 1 of the Northumberland road trip. So we're on another rock mark today. This is Cresswell High Rocks. Lovely looking area, into deep water. We'll fish this into darkness, hopefully, all going well. Not much sea to talk about, but there wasn't much sea last night either, and that produced the goods. At the moment we're just feeling away. It's his first cast, both first casts, me and Steve. I'll see how it goes. Lovely day, lots of shelter here. They've got an offshore wind, what wind there is, and yeah, we're just tucked in behind the rocks and it's beautiful. The sea is supposed to lift later on today, blow from the northeast. Hopefully that gives us a bit of sea and we can maybe get on a beach mark and do something there. So guys, quick look at the rig. Everyone likes a look at the rig. Pulley pennel, rotten bottom. So I've got a 70 pound main line coming through, 6 ounce bomb gripped. I've got a 40 pound weak link for the rotten bottom, and just with a couple of overhand turns and that, just to weaken it a little bit more. Bait clip, come up to the line, swivel, power swivel, 2 beads. I did another power swivel which is onto my hook length, which again is 40 pound, and the whole rig body itself, 70 pound, that's only about 3 feet, so quite short pulleys, and that's what did the business last night. I'm just going to stick to that. The hook itself, I've got a 4-0 Varavas big mouth on the bottom hook and a 4-0 limitless circle. Little compact bait, that's squid, carp and a little bit of peeler. Perfect. Hey guys, I'm just going to get this bait in. It's been out a while, no bites, but the sea's starting to build a little bit. It's turned round almost bang on time. Said it was meant to turn round about 3 o'clock and it was about 10 to 3. Wind switched round to the north and we've got this wind coming right in now. So yeah, hopefully that brings on the fish. Hook's gone, lost on the bottom. So this rig's almost exactly the same, but I've swapped the hook out this time. I'm going to try the dongle, dangle, whatever you call it. And the hook is just a 6-0 circle hook. Same bait, carp and squid. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the dongles does in terms of, supposedly you might snag up less on rough ground with the circle hook, just one circle hook. So I'm interested to see how that does, as well as obviously catch fish. Well guys, the wind's really picked up now, blowing in from the northeast, which is good. Bit of a sea building, but not many bites, a few rattly little bites. This bait's been out for half an hour on the dongle rig, and yeah, Steve's just got a load of wood. Yeah, so I'll get this in. dongle rig, stripped clean. Yeah guys, that's the last cast for this venue. Had about 4 casts. Just a high water mark. Tide's on its way out now. Get this in. So guys, day 3 Northumberland boat trip. So guys, day 3 Northumberland road trip. We've never been on a boat. I hope I had enough footage to justify, you know, the part 1 in terms of a lost sound quality, and luckily for me, Steve managed to get that footage on his camera.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, it's one of them things. That's part of filming. It's happened. I'm sure it's happened to all. I'm sure there's YouTubers watching this go, yeah, there's nothing worse. You get a great fish. Typical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sod's low. But listen, you know, the photographs are there, the video footage is there.
That's it. What I will say is, if you didn't see part 1, I would go and watch that just now.
Oh, definitely.
And come back to this.
You'd be hungry for more, put it that way. That was a superb fish, mate. Absolutely. Bearing in mind, can I just jump in here, that I said, Douglas, why don't you come on the Thursday rather than the Friday? We'll have a little warm-up session on the Thursday night. He's like, he got in touch a couple of days later. Yeah, I'll do that then. So it came out and I thought, right, I'll just wean him into him off. Bang. An hour and a half into the session or so. Yeah. I was like scratching my head going, put him up against here.
I'm so glad that I made the journey for the Thursday because it paid off. And on that, guys, the day session today, I like to say this is day 3. We had a little sort of recce yesterday. The sea was flat calm. We had a few chucks at was it Creswell?
Creswell High Rocks.
High Rocks.
Yeah.
We had half a dozen casts each, nothing. And we felt that today was the day after the wind had changed round a little bit to the northeast and easterly just now. It's now more south just now.
South, yeah.
And the sea's a little bit better. But we're back where we had that first session in the daylight, so you can get a look around and understand what it is we're sort of up against in terms of the rough ground and get a sort of lie of the land. So we're back here today fishing low water up to high. We'll probably have to move to a higher ground closer to the high water mark.
Yeah, there's lots of options around here. We did try across there just for briefly. The waves weren't so in our favour. They were washing gear up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So here's just a better mark. Obviously Douglas caught his fish here, so he was absolutely yes, we'll go across there then. Yeah. I'm pleased people can see where you were.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to be back.
And I was happy to come back here just to see it in the daylight as well, because we obviously came when it was dark, so I had no idea really. And obviously Steve's telling me about the features out there. You know, there's a sort of break there that stops the waves coming over, but it adds that churn to the water, and I can fully appreciate that now. And hopefully you can see that on camera. We've just had first chuck out on arriving here. Who was that, you?
Sorry guys.
Well, if he gets a fish, get in.
I missed it.
Nah.
Oh, that's good.
That's a pity. There's probably be a bit rain on the camera. It's a bit drizzly just now. That's a pity. So rods and rigs, same rod, same reel as the first session. I've got the Penn Tidal 14 feet, 4 to 8 ounce, and it handled the ground really well. No joy.
Sorry about that guy. I'd seen a rock. I don't know if it's one of them things where you catch it out the corner of your eye and it wasn't, but hopefully the camera might.
Maybe the camera picked it up, aye.
It bounced. I'm sure it did. Oh. Sorry to rudely interrupt you there.
No bother. So I was just saying, same rod, the reel's the Penn Battle 3 8000 distance reel, loaded with a 65 pound braid 4-strand, and I've got a 130 pound 4-strand braid rubbing leader on that as well. The rigs, I'll go through that later. It's the exact same rig as the first session, pulley pennel, £70 rig body, but I will give you a close-up of that, and the baits. Same baits today as well, squid and carp, and we've got some peeler that we're going to bind onto the back of the carp bombs, if you like, and we'll probably fish here until just as it starts getting dark, and we'll probably head up to a high tide mark. Looking forward to this though, guys. Get in. Woohoo!
Oh! Wow, what happened there? That was lucky.
Brilliant.
Now that was very lucky. Very lucky indeed. Nice little Tommy. Made it feel heavier with all that weed on. But I lifted it a bit there. That's it, right. Made it feel a little bit heavier with all that weed on. I thought, right, it's a great fish. I don't know what on earth happened at the end there. I went to lift it up. Now I'm worried I've got a crack in the top of my eye because it was when I lifted up it snapped off. So I'll get this one back and I'm going to check my rod. I'll have to run some cotton wool on the insides of the eye. That's a good tip. If you're ever worried your eyes are cracked, keep some cotton wool in your box, rub it. If the cotton wool catches, you know you've got a crack in the eye. I'll get him unhooked and get him back. Squid and caught.
Brilliant. So guys, just a little update. Steve just got a nice little codlin, as well in size. Unfortunately, you had to kill it. It was bleeding quite badly, deep hooked. But on lifting the fish out the water, his braid just snapped. And luckily the fish was on the rocks here, so he managed to get it in. But on that night session that we had, the rods gave a clatter on the rocks. I actually lost one of my inserts on one of my eyes on the rod as well, which I've taped up, and it seems to be protecting the line. But his top eye on his rod has got 2 chips in it, and if he continued to fish with that rod, he's just going to lose lots of gear, probably lots of line as well. So he's just away back to the van. He has got a beach rod that we're planning on using tonight, so you'll have to use that for the rocks for the remainder of this rock session. But he's had 2 cracking bites since we've been here. I think that was his second cast. This is my second cast. Still nothing yet. I've not actually had a bite yet, but we're using the same baits, casting in the same area, and we know there's fish here. I think we're getting a little inquiry on the rod just now. We should get 2 hours still on this mark, and then we'll head up to the high tide mark, which is about 50 yards, 50, 60 yards away. And we'll fish to high tide, and then we'll think about moving to the beach. I'm just loving being in Northumberland. Yesterday Steve took me around a lot of the marks, beach marks, rock marks, and this area, this type of fishing is what I grew up doing, and I've not been rough ground fishing for a lot of years. And like I said, in fact I don't know if I said because I lost so much audio, this for me is dipping my toe back into rough ground fishing. It's what I used to do when I was a lot younger, and what a better way to do it. And for someone like Steve who lives local to Northumberland, showing me these spectacular marks for the rough ground. And I've never caught a cod on a beach, so maybe tonight could be a first. Anyway, let's get on with the fishing. Just had some good bites here, still on, I think. Yeah, it's still there, I think. Give it a wee few seconds. Come on. Yeah, you're into something. Nice. A little guy. Nice little codling, guys. First one of the day session for me. Get this unhooked, get it back, guy back. Squid and carp, boom. Looks like I've just got a bit of slack line. Bring this in, the bait's been out half an hour. Had a couple of little rattling bites. You never know. Nah, nothing this time. Ah, the weight's gone. Yeah, weight's gone. Rotten bottom worked. Get this baited up, get it back out. Right guys, I'm just going to get this bait in. It's been in for about half an hour. I don't think there's anything on it, although I've got a bit of a slack line. And then I'm going to bait up with a dongle rig the next time. Steve's having a bit of a rattle on his rod and he's away to shift his van. So I might have to bring that in for him. I'll get mine in first. Bait stripped, and that was just what was on that? Squid and a bit of peeler. So I'll just go through this rig with you quickly, guys. Pulley, 3 foot, 70 pound main rig body. I've got obviously a weak link there, rotten bottom. I'm just using a plain bomb this next cast, and I'm going to cast it out quite shallow. I've got a 40 pound snood, and that's onto a size 6 Cox and Roll Sakuma Circle, and that's baited with squid and peeler, and I've got it on a dongle, dingle, dangle, dongle, whatever you call it. I'm really interested in using the dongle rigs. I've seen them recently. Didn't even know about them until about 3 weeks ago. And I'm just really interested to see how they perform. They're supposed to snag up a little bit less, plus the hookup rates may be pretty good, and it's supposed to be better for the fish. So let's get this one out. I'm going to chuck this out a bit left, a bit shallower. I think that's the rough direction where I caught the big one. You had a few rattles, mate. Yeah.
It'll be stripped now anyway. I think it's right. See that strip? I'm going to put a different trace on. I want a panel on.
Oh, you're just using a single hook?
Aye.
See how this goes, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing the dingle dangle in auction. I'm looking forward to seeing the dongle rig actually working, hopefully on this trip. Yeah, when I did my shore fishing, when I did my flounder session, my light flounder session, one of the viewers commented saying they ever tried using the dongle rig for the flatties, the flounders. And that was when I first heard about it, and I've just looked into it since then. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now guys, I'm going to get this in. It's been rattling about for a while on the dongle. I don't think there's anything on it because I wouldn't have a slack line, I think, but you never know. Stripped clean. Well guys, end of chapter 2.
Not bad.
It was good to come back here for me. I was itching to come back here and see what it was like in the daylight. You know, Steve's obviously wanted me to try different marks and all that, but I was just so curious, you know, to see
it in daylight, didn't you?
To see where I caught that fish. And we came here, we've had a couple of fish, both had 2 little codlin each, you've had another little coley, and you know, it was good to get something.
Really enjoyed it.
The sea's really good. We would have loved to have stayed here longer, but you've got better things in mind.
Well, we've got some ragworm, and so in Northumberland we're spoiled for choice for beaches, and with a little bit of swell rolling, it's always a good shot, and it's a little bit more comfortable, and you can fish a different mark.
Yeah, yeah. And as I said earlier, I've never caught a cod on the beach, so that would be a first for me if it happens. But happy to catch anything. You never know. Maybe a bass.
Yeah, quite
There's
possibly. I mean, this time of year, October, November, there's always a chance of a bass in Northumberland. And the other reason I really want to take them to a beach is because the ice cracked on my strong rod, and I've only got a beach rod left.
Aye, yeah, there's that.
So we'll give it a blast.
Yeah.
We'll chuck out some worms.
So, next chapter, guys, on the beach. Join us then.
See you there.
See you later.